This podcast is brought to you by new Estonian cycling e-store Mavest. From their webpage you can find lots of interesting sports products like Garmin and Coros sport watches, KOO eyewear, and sports clothing from Santini and Force. Of course, also bicycles from MMR, and also for the first time people in our region have a chance to buy Aurum bikes. So Aurum is a brand developed by two legendary cyclists named Ivan Basso and Alberto Contador. They are indeed very classy and premium level bikes, as they've already won a stage in Giro d'Italia last year. So check out all of the top level equipment on Mavest webpage. So, hello, we're here with Australian professional cyclist Tiffany Cromwell. Hi, Tiffany. Can I ask, where are you at the moment?
Hi, yeah, I'm currently in Mallorca in Spain. Just had a training camp with my team, Sram Racing, but we're leaving today to head to the Middle East for the Tour of UAE.
Oh, awesome. The season is starting. It's lovely to hear for all the cyclists and the fans as well, I believe. But today we are here not to talk only about you and your races, but also one cycling event that's going to happen in Finland this summer. First of all, can you maybe talk how are you connected to Finland, and then about this event as well?
Yeah, so we have this gravel event called Finland Gravel in June 10th this year. So obviously my connection to Finland is my boyfriend, Valtteri Bottas. And, since I've been together with him, we split our time between living in Monaco and going up to see his family in Finland. And, it's such a beautiful country and a lot of nature. And yeah, one of our things that we do together are ride bikes and gravel bikes in particular. And yeah, we thought, it'd be a great place to do a gravel event because obviously gravel is really booming right now, particularly in America, but now it's coming to Europe. And yeah, so then we had some people who did an event in Colorado called SBT GRVL who reached out to kind of work together, and that's where all the beginning of this story starts for like creating a gravel event in Finland.
Oh, it's very, very interesting and awesome. You have quite ambitious plan to get 1,500 people there, and how and why do you think that Finland is maybe the best place to pull off such a big gravel event in Europe that hasn't happened so far, as I am aware?
Yeah, I think in Finland, it's one of those places that perhaps people don't think to go to first. Like if you think I want to go to Scandinavia, they normally go to Sweden or Norway or Denmark. But I think Finland is an untouched gem, and when people kind of discover the beauty of Finland, they'll want to come and try and figure out some beauty there. Why? Angle is also a discipline where you get many people who are looking for the places less traveled. So that's why we believe, it's the perfect destination to bring people to discover Finland. And, there are so many great gravel roads there as well. And it's quiet. And yeah, we just want to share that with the people. And we believe, that and the networks of like the US gravel crowd and with Europe kind of growing and through our profiles on social media. We think, we hope that we are creating an event that makes people want to travel to Finland and discover what's so beautiful about it.
I believe it's definitely possible. I've been in Finland myself, unfortunately not so much on gravel roads yet, but looking forward to it anyway. But if we talk about gravel as a discipline itself, what do you think about it, and what's your personal, I don't know, look into this? What do you think about gravel?
Yeah, I think gravel in general is a very, very exciting discipline. It's been in the States for a number of years now, and they were at the forefront of developing this discipline. I think for many reasons, it was the mixture of on the roads in America. It's not as safe to ride your road bike as it is, being off on these quieter roads. And their road series, unfortunately, over the years has kind of died event by an event, and it's becoming a much more criterium racing scene. So I think people are just looking for something different. They want to explore roads that were less traveled, go to different places. And I think they're also just sick of regulations, controlled by, let's say, the governing bodies and stuff like this. And and just wanted to get people together and have a great time and ride bikes. And that's kind of how it started. And step by step, it's then left America and, gone to Australia. And Europe has been a bit further behind, I think, because it is a bit more traditional in cycling. But now you can see there's a lot of momentum and more people are discovering gravel bikes. And as the same thing, they just want to be away from the cars and they also want to be competitive. So I think that's where we're seeing the growth and the participation, and because it's very inclusive as well. It's not like you need to be a professional to race a gravel race. So I think the ball is just going to keep growing, growing and growing. And now there is a world championship. So we are seeing, people that want to do it just for fun, but then also people who want to do it seriously. So I think with that, just the sport is going to keep growing and more sponsors are going to come to gravel because they see, the communities there and, for products. There's a big community. And I think it's just one of those nice in-betweens from road racing and mountain biking.
I completely agree with you. Also, in your Instagram profile, I can see you have mentioned that you're a gravel racer. How many gravel races do you have per season about this year, for example? Or what's your plans and how is this the proportion between road race and all the other races you do and gravel races?
Yeah, so for me, it's just about trying to create a balance because my priorities right now still are the World Tour road racing, but I'm fortunate that my team, Canyon Sram, have given me the opportunity to balance it with some gravel racing. And so this year, I think I have penciled in about 7 gravel races. So it's not a huge amount, but the difference is a lot of gravel races are quite long. So it's quite a big effort to do the gravel races. And if you're traveling to America, so it's about balancing it with doing a block of road racing and then going off and doing, a block of gravel racing. And now that we have the world championships that I spoke about previously, like that's made it more important for me to go and do some gravel races as well and target that event alongside the road races. So for me, it's just nice that I have that outlet that I can go and race gravel because it's less stressful than like the road, let's say. There's a lot of high pressure on road and the race is getting bigger and everybody wants to win. Whereas gravel, I want to be competitive, I want to win, but the whole atmosphere is just much more chilled. And that's what's nice for me, that it's kind of like mentally a nice thing to do in between all the road racing.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That what I wanted to ask from you actually is that if you are a professional cyclist in a road race, how much is it different from the gravel race and how do you approach those races? Or is there any other differences, but basically?
Yeah, there's definitely quite a few differences. For example, when I'm racing on the road, I'm racing as a team. Like my role is normally supporting my teammates because often I'm not the team leader. Whereas when I get to gravel, it is still much more individualized sport. Like there are a few teams popping up, but you still race more or less for yourself and you only think about for yourself. So when I go to the gravel, it's like, okay, I need to think in a different way. It's like, what's the best tactics for myself instead of thinking about, okay, how do I need to look after the team and make sure everybody does their roles? And because the races are longer, you need to think about your fueling strategies better. It's less, what's the word, like up and down in terms of like the pace. Like gravel, I find is much more just you go hard and just keep going hard, like a diesel. Whereas in the road racing, you got attacks, you got this and that. But and the unique thing with gravel is so often we're racing with the men as well. Like you start on the start line all together, you have your separate categories at the end, but it's like a combined category. So racing as a woman with that, it's just about hanging on to them for as long as possible. So then there's also less tactics and what you need in the road. But I think that side of things is starting to change and there is a bit more talk to have individual women's categories. So I think that will change the face of gravel racing a little bit, where it will require a bit more tactical knowledge instead of just being super strong and just, riding and being the first over the line. So there's quite a few differences. And the other main one is you're more self-supported. Like you don't have the team holding the bottles for you, the support car. If you have a puncture, like in gravel, you need to do that all yourself. Like there's aid stations at the event, but you have to be a lot more reliant on your own skills to if you have a mishap that you need to sort that out yourself.
Yeah, interesting times for cycling and gravel also in this way that this is really taking lots of attention nowadays. Why should Estonian riders come to Finland, and what do you think it's gonna make this event special?
Yeah, I think definitely for the Estonians, it's obviously not so common to have a race so close to Estonia. Like you have the ferry you can go across or a short flight, and obviously the culture is quite similar. It's just a new place to discover. Like for me personally, I've never been to Estonia, so I don't know how your country is like, but yeah, just come and enjoy, a great event with the Finnish people and many international people. Like we have people from all over the world coming to the event, and yeah, and I think it's just a new challenge. If you're looking for like something to challenge yourself, we have different course lengths. The shortest is 47 kilometers. We have a 77-kilometer and 177-kilometer. So there are races for everybody. So it's like you don't need to be somebody who's riding all the time to come and do this race. Like you can be a family and bring it over for like a weekend holiday. So yeah, I think for Estonia, to have a race so close, like why not come over? It will be a really nice weekend, and we hope to do a lot of fun events around the race as well. Like there's talk of a Friday night time trial, I think it is, like a little prologue. And then we're going to have some live music, some food carts, and things like this. So it's really an event to bring your whole family as well. So yeah, for the Estonian people, it's a perfect place for a little holiday.
Yeah, I believe so too, and I really like how professional everything is around this, and the web page. You can see so much information about it already. I think that the map routes are not completely fixed yet, but it's gonna be up soon, I think. And yeah, I think it's very interesting to have this kind of big event so close to Estonia and to be able to, ride alongside with you and many other professional cyclists, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And not only cyclists, obviously we have Valtteri who will be racing himself as well. So it's a unique opportunity to come and meet an amazing Formula One driver. And we have, the city of Lahti is really behind this event as well. So we've been fortunate to have that amazing support. And even, the team we have helping build this event, they have a lot of experience in gravel racing. And the thing is that everybody has a really great time.
Yeah, it sounds very good. Uh, yeah, I think for end, maybe I'm gonna ask again, like, what are your this season's plans in general? What are maybe the main targets for you, and how do you approach this 2023 season?
Yeah, so my 23 season is looking quite good so far. We have it's starting very soon with the UAE tour, which is starting on Thursday. And then we move to the classic. So for me, that's always my favorite part of the season, races like Strade Bianca, Paris-Roubaix, Flanders. These are all major targets for me. And then we move to the gravel. Unbound is always a very big and important gravel race. It's probably the most important on the gravel calendar, so I'll target that. And I do want to come and try and win Finland gravel as well. But, I think we have quite a competitive women's field, so I'm sure that will be challenging. Then there's the Tour de France Femme, providing I get selected by our team to race that. It's the biggest race now on our calendar for women's cycling, and also very important for the team and the sponsors, and then focusing on the World Championships. So both on the road and the gravel, particularly the gravel, I believe I can challenge for getting on the podium. So that's for me the big end of season goal. It's looking good, and yeah, the team looks pretty good this year as well. We have a lot of new riders, and I'm excited to see how we're going to be able to what results we can get for the season.
One more question, maybe that how often you and Valtteri have a chance to train together during the season?
We're actually fortunate we get quite a bit of time together. We balance our schedules, quite well. It means a lot of extra travel because I'll go to his races or he'll come to mine, and time at home. But normally when we're together, we are always riding together. Like he maybe doesn't do my entire training because sometimes it's a bit much when he's in season. But yeah, we're fortunate that we can spend a lot of time riding together, and even when we have time off between races, if we go on a holiday, it's normally a training holiday. So because we can't take proper holidays in season. So yeah, we're really lucky to have this common interest that we can do it together and in so many beautiful places.
Very interesting kind of life you two have. I think that you're both racing, one in the Formula car and you on the bike, and then you also maybe give this experience to Valtteri a bit. But it has been a very nice conversation with you. I thank you very much for your time. And if there is anything else you want to say to Estonian cyclists, people mainly, so then feel free.
Thanks to, yeah, hope the Estonian cyclists do come to our event in Finland, and yeah, and hopefully meet you there, because I'm sure it's going to be, as we said, a nice event, and it will hopefully be around for years to come as well. So if you can't make it this year, then definitely look out for it in the following years as well.
Yeah, the beautiful words. Thank you very much for this conversation, and I hope you have a successful season and UAE tour.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.